Well, good morning. Welcome. This is day 9 of our 10-day challenge. So, if you're not already on your sticky mat, go ahead and come into a comfortable seat. Arrange yourself in a way that you feel comfortable and you feel like your spine is upright and lifted. So, for some of us, it's helpful to sit up on a cushion or a small stool so that you don't have this slouchy feeling in your spine. Sometimes sitting right on the mat, if our bodies aren't very warmed up yet, can feel a little less comfortable. So sit up if you'd like. Take a moment to close your eyes and begin to guide your attention inside your body. So checking in with how you're feeling today. Are there any particular physical sensations that you're aware of in your body? Have you been using your body in a different way lately? And maybe there's some soreness or tightness from different activity or intense activity. And then we'll guide our palms together in front of the heart. As we interlace our fingers, we'll press the palms forward and up toward the ceiling. And then just begin to reach up through one hand and up through the other side. Left and right a few times, just gently pulling on the fingers as you lengthen each arm, each side of the body, down into the low back. All right, as you let your hands separate, take them behind your back. Interlace the fingers there, squeeze the shoulder blades together, open up across your chest. Begin to turn your head from side to side. All right, and then reach the chin up and drop it down. Again, lifting up and dropping. And then once more, lifting up and dropping. All right, so as you bring your head back up, release your hands, shift onto hands and knees. And so as you come to hands and knees, just take your hands about shoulder distance apart, your knees about hip distance apart. And as you inhale, let the belly drop, lifting your head and your tailbone. As you exhale, tuck your tail around your back, bring your chin toward your chest. Again, with your inhale, belly drops, head and tail lift up. With your exhale, tuck and round. And just do a few more of those at your own speed, just moving your body with your breath so that you really start to check in with your torso. All right, and then after your next exhale and your back is rounded to the ceiling, go ahead and bring your torso to neutral. So, not quite dropping or lifting, so just that right in the middle place. Take the knees together and then lift your left knee up and out to the side. And as you lift your left knee, activate your foot and notice how that changes the sensation in your left hip. All right, we'll start to rotate through the hip by drawing a big circle with the left knee. Keep that left foot engaged as you rotate. And then change directions. All right, lift that same left knee back up and out to the side. And then this time, kick your left foot out to the side and drop the foot down to the floor. All right, walk your hands in, lift your torso up. And then we'll let that left hand come down to rest on the left leg and sweep the right arm up and over. So that right arm is up alongside your head, reaching over to the left as well. And then just squeeze and release the fingers of your upper hand, of your right hand, as well as rotate through your wrist a couple of times each way. All right, and then inhale, lift up. Exhale, release your arm. And then take a big step forward with your left foot. So you step into a lunge. And then just let your right hand come down to the floor. Now, if it's all right for your wrist, your palm can be flat on the floor. If that's not okay, just come up onto a fist so that the knuckles here are actually making contact with the floor. Or if you have a block, you can use a block to sort of bring the floor closer, but also to have as a softer surface than the floor might be. All right, and then from here, we'll tuck the right toes under, lift the knee, begin to twist the torso towards your left leg, and then reach your left hand up into the air. All right, take 3 breaths. All right, after your 3rd breath, left hand comes back down to the thigh, right knee back down to the floor. Left hand to the floor, take your left leg back to that hands and knees position. And then from here, before we do the second side of all of that, tuck your toes under, lift your knees, slowly send your hips up into the air. Gently shake out the head, yes and no, as well as bend your knees deeply so that your torso and your thighs come a little closer together, and then drop one heel toward the floor at a time, switching back and forth. All right, release down to your knees and sit back towards your heels a moment here in child's pose. Deep breath in, filling up the back. Breathing out, relax into the floor. 2 more breaths. One more breath. All right, then as you come back up onto hands and knees, take your knees close together once again, this time lifting the right knee up and out to the side. And as you do, activate your right foot. Notice how the activation of your foot, the engagement of the muscles, begins to send information all the way up into the left or the right hip. And then we'll start to rotate a couple of times in one direction by drawing a big circle with that right knee. And change directions. All right, after you've done a few circles each way, lift that same right knee back up and out to the side. Kick your foot out to the side and then drop your right foot down to the floor. Walk your hands in, lifting the torso up. We'll take the right hand down to the right leg and then sweep the left arm up and over. And as you reach with that left hand, start to squeeze and release the fingers a few times, as well as rotate through the wrist. All right, then with your inhalation, lift up. And with your exhale, release your arm. All right, take a big step forward with your right foot. Stepping into your long lunge, left hand comes to the floor. And as I mentioned on the other side, if it's too much weight on this left hand to have your palm down, you can be up on a fist or on a block. Those are some other ways to make it a little bit more enjoyable for some of our wrists. All right, then from here, tuck your left toes under, lift the knee. Twist to the right, right arm up. 3 big breaths. All right, after your third breath, back knee down, right hand down, right leg back. From hands and knees, tuck your toes. Again, lift up to downward dog. And this time from downward dog, just start to walk your hands and feet toward each other as you come into your forward fold, but then just keep walking the hands up the fronts of the legs as you rise all the way to stand. And then step your feet just a little bit wider than your hips. Have some buoyancy in your knees. We're going to do breath of joy. We've done this one for most of these 10-ish days. So you should be pretty familiar with it by now if you've done most of the classes. So in case you haven't done it yet, it's 3 breaths in, 1 breath out. In through the nose, out through the mouth. While you are inhaling, you'll take your arms forward, the first inhale, out the second inhale, and then up the third inhale. Then as you exhale out your mouth, you're bending your knees, sweeping your arms back. All right, so one full round of it looks like this. All right, in, out. All right, and then as you're doing this, just let your body be the container of your breath. So try not to hold anything too rigidly, muscularly. Let yourself be pretty soft and buoyant, all right? So we'll do just about 15 breaths or so. I never counted, it's just around 15. So take a moment to land into your feet, and let's begin. Last breath. And now just go ahead and pause, fold it about halfway forward. Forearms resting on the thighs. Let your energy settle. All right, and then gradually rise to stand. I'm going to step wide on the mat. Turn the toes slightly out. And then bend the knees and begin to squat down. Take the arms out to the sides. Bend the elbows. And so your elbows and your knees are essentially doing the same thing. They're pushing back in space. All right, broadening across the chest. Relax the face and jaw. Spread your fingers wide. Lift the toes. Take one more round of breath. All right, straighten your legs. Release your arms. All right, let the right toes turn all the way out so they're pointing towards the short edge of your mat. And then just let your left toes do the opposite so they're turning slightly in. And then take your arms over your legs. Deep breath in here with arms and legs straight. Exhale, bend your right knee. Again, inhale, straighten. Exhale and bend. One more like that. Inhale, straighten. And exhale and bend. All right, now take your right forearm down to your thigh. Left arm up alongside your head. All right, with your next inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. All right, switch the legs. Left toes out towards the short edge, right toes slightly in. Arms over the legs. Deep breath in. Exhale, bend your left knee. Again, inhale, straighten. Exhale and bend. And one more, inhale, straighten. And exhale and bend. Now pause here with that left knee bent. Left forearm comes to the thigh, right arm towards your head. Breathing deeply. All right, with your next inhale, lift up. And with your exhale, release. All right, begin to walk the feet toward each other. Step near the back of the mat. As you inhale, bend your knees, push your hips back, float the arms forward. As you exhale, fold forward over your legs, walk out to downward dog. All right, we'll add a plank today as we inhale, rock forward. Take your shoulders over your wrists. Strong legs, belly, arms, shoulders. Exhale back to downward dog. Again, inhale, shift forward, find your plank. Send your attention all throughout the body. Exhale, lift back into downward dog. And then just one more like that. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, shift back. All right, release down to your knees. And again, sit back towards your feet. Pausing in child's pose. All right, as you come back up onto hands and knees, go ahead and bring yourself all the way onto your back. And as you come onto your back, take your knees into your chest. Give them a gentle squeeze. A little rock from side to side. All right, drop the knees over to the left side. Take your right arm back over to the right. All right, take one more cycle of breath. All right, and then ease your legs back to center. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Bring the legs back into the chest, reaching through for that left leg. Rotate a bit through your left ankle. Release any tension there. And then take your hands behind your left knee so your left leg can straighten up. Begin to reach up through the heel as you feel your toes pulling down. And then point the toes up. Stretch the top of the foot, front of the ankle, into the shin. Again, reach your heel up, pull your toes down. And once more, point the toes. All right, so as that left foot and ankle relax, straighten the right leg up to join, but have the right ankle on top. And then we'll interlace the fingers, let the hands be behind the elbows and head resting on. And then as you inhale, just begin to lower the legs toward the floor, but without actually touching the floor. Just stop whenever you need to stop. And then as you exhale, pull your legs back up and just go as slow as you can. 2 more times. Inhale to lower. And exhale to lift. And one more, breathing in. And breathing out. All right, release your feet to the floor, step them wide, and then just start to sway the knees side to side. And I like to step the feet wide here when I do this because each leg then has plenty of room to roll in and out without bumping into the other leg and sort of preventing some of its possible range of motion. All right, then coming to stillness, release your hands from behind your head. Take the knees back into the chest. This time, drop them over to the right side. And take your left arm back over to the left. You see which way your head wants to turn. All right, then after you release your next breath, guide the knees slowly back to center. This time, let your left ankle cross over your right thigh. Reach through for that right leg and rock a little side to side. All right, let that right ankle rotate a few times each way. And then take the hands behind the right knee so the right leg can straighten up. Reaching the heel up, pull the toes down. And then point the toes up, stretching into the top of the foot, the front of the ankle. Again, reach the heel up, pull the toes down. And once more, point the toes. All right, so as that right foot and ankle relax fully, let your left leg straighten up to join. So left ankle is on top of the right ankle. And then interlace the fingers, hands behind the head and elbows on the floor. And then 3 more of these as we inhale, slowly lower the legs. Again, stop whenever you need to stop, somewhere before the legs fall all the way to the floor. And then exhale, pull the legs back up. And then 2 more like that, breathing in. And breathing out. And one more, breathing in. And breathing out. All right, feet come to rest on the floor. Again, sway the knees gently from side to side. All right, let the knees drop in toward each other. Release your hands from behind your head. Let your hands just gently rest on your belly. And take a moment to come into relative stillness here. So, obviously, for as long as you are breathing, your body is moving, but try to let your limbs be at ease here. Arms, legs, as well as your head and torso, coming to relative stillness. And just begin to feel the subtle and gentle movements of your body as you breathe. Take one more round of breath. And then slowly roll to one side. Press yourself up. Back into your seated position. And as you come into your seat, we'll draw the palms together in front of the heart. And as we bow to the light within ourselves, we also bow to the light within each other. Thank you again for practicing with me on day 9 of this 10-day challenge. There's one more tomorrow, so see you again next time. Bye-bye.